Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to create a self-grading test using a Google form. So first thing you need to do is make sure you're logged into your Gmail account. This is the one ending in rocklandusd.org, and click on your Google Drive. Now once you're in your Google Drive, you need to click Create. From that drop-down menu, scroll down and click on Form. Now once the Google form has loaded, okay, then you need to start inputting your questions. So if you have a master test already in Microsoft Word, then you can just open that up and then you can copy and paste your questions. Otherwise, you'll need to type them in one by one. So the first thing it's going to ask you is to choose a theme. It doesn't matter what theme you choose. Usually just go for the default one. It doesn't matter. And then you need to title your form. So we're going to title this one Test. Click on OK. Now you're going to create your test. Now the first thing it's going to ask you is to start typing in your questions. Now, here where it says question type, this is where you're going to select the type of question you want to include. For the first couple of questions, you're going to want to get some basic information from your students. So the ones I always use is text. So this is where I would have students type in their last name, excuse my poor typing while I'm doing this one-handed. Okay, always want to make sure that the names are a required question. This means that the students cannot submit the question unless they filled it out. Then you're going to click on Done. Then you're going to want to add another item. Now this is automatically going to go to whichever item you did last. So next I'm going to have them put in their first name. Once again, make sure you click Required Question. Now, if you want the test to automatically email responses to the student, one of your questions needs to be their email address. Otherwise, it will have nothing to send them. Okay. Also, make sure this is a required question. Click Done. Now, other than simple text answers, there's all different kinds of options you can choose from. From a paragraph text, which gives you a larger area to respond, multiple choice, check boxes, choose from a list. Now this works really well if you're trying to do multiple responses, or if you're trying to have students select in their own write-in responses. Okay, when you're done, you're going to click Done. Now, once you've created your test and you have all of your questions in there, you need to click on Choose Response Destination. This is going to turn the answers into an Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to click on Create. Okay. Notice in the window up here it says it's setting up the spreadsheet. Now once that is done, you can actually view the responses for all of your questions. Notice each of the columns up here has the question names. Now, once you've created the test and you're in your View Responses form, okay, you need to make sure that you have at least 2 submissions prior to running the self-grading program. So the first submission you're going to want to have is your answer key, and then the second one you can just do a random student response, or you can wait until students respond, but then you can't email out responses very fast. So you're going to want to click on the toolbar and click on Script Gallery. Now, the program we're going to use in order to self-grade this test is called Flubaroo, F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O. Okay, and you're going to click Search. Then you're going to select Install. And you're going to install the program. Now, this is just requesting authorization in order to access your responses as well as your email addresses. So you're going to scroll down and click OK. You're going to click on Close, and then Flubaroo is going to be here. So then you're going to tell Flubaroo, click on the Flubaroo, and tell it to grade assignment. Okay, it's going to ask you to authorize it again. Just click on OK. Okay, and it says now you can run the script once you authorize it. So go back up to the drop-down menu, click on Grade Assignment. Okay, now it's preparing to grade. So this, in step 1, it's going to give you grading options. So it's going to give you a little drop-down menu. So it's giving you the option how many points you want to give that question, up to 5, whether it identifies a student or if you want to skip the grading. This would be if you have any kind of short answer questions or essays, things that you want to skip over because those are the things you're going to want to grade yourself. This only does, multiple choice, fill in the blank, questions like that. So once you have all those point values down, okay, I'm just going to select one for everything. You're going to click on continue. Okay, next it's asking you which submission should be used as the answer key. So we're going to select our first submission that we titled answer key and go over and click continue. Now it's running through. Now it's saying the grading is complete, so you can view the grades. This is going to create another page on your spreadsheet down at the bottom. Okay, now you see it's working on grading it. And we're going to wait a few seconds for it to grade. Now once Flubaroo has done grading your submissions, you'll see down here at the bottom it'll have a second spreadsheet page entitled Grades. Now this is where it's going to tell you what questions students got wrong, so it'll tell you how many points they received on the question, and then of course it'll highlight any question that they got wrong. And it also gives you a summary of how many points were possible on the test, what was their average score, how many submissions, and then the number of low scoring questions. So these are questions that students had a really difficult time on. Now, in order to email out student responses, you're going to click on Flubaroo in the main menu and click on Email Grades. Okay, that's going to bring up a new command box. So, it can email each student their grade as well as the correct answer. So, use the pull-down menu to select the question that asks students for their email address. So, the email address question is school email address. Okay, you can select to include a list of questions and their scores. You can also click on the answer key. You can also select a message to include in the student email. When you click continue, this is going to send out an email to the students and tell them what their grades were. And in a second, I'll show you exactly what that email will look like to the students. Now, students can log into their email and click on their grade. So this is how the email is going to look. The email will come from Flubaroo Grader, and it will tell the students their overall grade, as well as what questions they got correct and what questions they got incorrect. So the correct ones will be done in green versus the incorrect ones will be in red. So the cool thing about this is it allows students to see what questions they got wrong and what questions got right. Now you can also create an optional message in it if you want. That way students, know that if they scored less than a 70%, it could be something they have to retake if it's an essential skill. Now, all you need to do from here is go in to your Google spreadsheet, and in order to get a list of scores, all you need to do is go down to your main menu, click on File, and select Print, and that way you can print your scores and put them in your grade program. But this is a great way to email students and let them know pretty much instantaneously what score they got on the test. And not only that, it's a paper-free exam that took you probably not very long to set up, but will save you hours of grading time. Enjoy!